do think that any creative person, and just about anything can be creative, will experience a time of optimal performance, a peak, sometimes described as flow, where the sense of time is different. Things are happening very spontaneously and fluidly and with a great deal of power. And I do look for that. I think you can taste it. I think you can sense when you're on the edges of that, and you treat it very carefully when you are in the presence of that. I think it's something sacred. It's a blessing to be able to enter into that space, and that is when the best work happens for me. I'm interested in the creative process itself, and I'm not interested in limiting the set of strategies that I can draw on to approach an event, a subject, an experience. So I deliberately change strategies, sometimes midstream, just to keep myself on my toes, to find out what kind of answers are generated by asking a different kind of question. So there are times when I go into the field without any preconception, just to see what's there and to simply be receptive to that experience. There are other times when, having done that work, I'll sketch on site and then look for the raw material to pull that together. And there are other times where I've done sketches ahead of time, kind of laid the groundwork, and do some research to find out what geographic location might support that, might give me the raw material to fashion these images that come in dreams. So it plays the whole spectrum. And I find it quite interesting that one can create a body of work that holds together thematically with such varied strategies. It must mean that there's a unifying signal throughout there. And I have the feeling that the signal is me. You know, once in a while I toy with the idea of anonymously slipping in a soundtrack to a DVD or slideshow of my work, just to see what it would be like to hear the music in concert with the images. And there is very definitely a relationship between music and my images. Many of the series are titled Etudes, Preludes, Sonatas, Variations. I am interested in this idea that there is a kinship between color and sound. They're both vibrations that we receive and do something with. We can't verify that color or sound is necessarily that way out there. We receive something and we do something with it, a response called color. And it's a very complex response. It's not just a biological response. It's a highly processed and filtered response, just as music is.
Now, do you listen to music when you're photographing or when you're working, or is that something that is completely separate?
It depends. I do listen to a great deal of music, and sometimes it's very helpful when I'm working. I can't listen to music with words when I'm writing. I need to just hear my words. But there are times when I'll find a piece of music particularly inspirational, or it will fire me up. And it's exciting to get into the zone, so to speak, that way. But there are also times where I really value complete silence, where it's just me and the material that I'm working with, and you lose track of time. And I do play the piano.
Are you good?
No, I can't say I'm good. I wouldn't want to. I enjoy it very much, and I don't want to put the pressure of performing for others on it. I have a public medium, and I have a very private medium.
Because I think I can see you on the stage at Carnegie Hall.
I don't think so.
In tails and nice tie with a bow tie.
Did Keith Jarrett ever do that? I think Keith Jarrett's work is...
You don't see that in your future?
I really don't see that in my future. Not at all, no.